from the religion, they avoid putting some ethics in the state. So in history, this is a Machiavellian attitude. We don't accept this. We are for distinguishing what is coming from God and what is coming from human being. And this was done to the Prophet ﷺ in Ghazwat Badr. The companion Hubab, who came to the Prophet, is it coming from God or from you? If it's coming from God, I'm not going to talk. But it's coming from you, you might be wrong. And the Prophet ﷺ said, it's coming from me, and he was wrong. The Prophet ﷺ talking and getting the inspiration from God, al-ilham as to the hadith, and al-wahy as to the Quran, he himself acknowledged, in worldly affairs I might be wrong. Which is not the story of the church. The Catholic Church, this was not the story. The Catholic Church was saying to the people, by definition, the Bible cannot be wrong even in science. If Galileo is saying this and the Bible is saying that, the Bible is right. This is two different stories, but we are superficial in our understanding. So when we come to this discussion here, we come to principles that are coming from the Islamic reference. So I don't have time to come in details to all the principles, but we can bring to the fore 6 principles. The first one is, that I said, the difference and the differentiation between authorities in Islam. And I will challenge any one of you who can say there is no difference in authorities in Islam. Any one of you. Just come and show me the reference when you can tell me there is no difference between 2 authorities in Islam. But as I said, we differentiate, but we don't divorce. The reference is all there. And how this reference is going to work in the process of democratization, and I said this just much before, it was in the beginning of the 90s when I wrote Islam, the West and the Challengers of Modernity. I was challenging this understanding that we had a very narrow understanding of our understanding of what is an Islamic state, confusing the model with the principles. We have to be very clear. Principles are universal, models are historical. Models are going to change, but the principles are not changing. So when I'm saying the Islamic principles, I'm talking about the reference of the Islamic principles. The first one, which is important, is rule of law. The first Islamic science, it's not theology. By the way, we don't really have theology in Islam. We have fiqh, which is Islamic law and jurisprudence. Fiqh is not jurisprudence, it's law and jurisprudence. Be careful with all these definitions coming from Orientalists that Muslims in English are repeating, or fiqh is jurisprudence, is law, is a set. And this is why it's important, is the fundamentals and the dynamic. This is fiqh. And be careful not to put law with Sharia. Sharia is the philosophy of law when we have law within Sharia. Because Sharia is not only about law. Sharia is about spirituality. Sharia is about your heart. Sharia is about, we need to come with this understanding that even our words, we don't know how to translate them. And Sharia is not hudud. Yes, that's the problem. We have to implement Sharia, start with hudud. Give me the perfume of what is right, and then you come with the hudud. Not hudud, and we are not going to avoid anything which is the perfume of what is right, of the justice of Islam and the spirituality. So Sharia is bigger than law. It's a way. Fiqh is law and jurisprudence. Pluralism is the only objective normative word that we use. Is in Islam, pluralism is, we don't have to confuse the social setting of pluralism with the way you are addressing the question of truth. Pluralism has nothing to do with truth. Of course, if you are Muslim, you think that your religion is the last religion revealed to people. Pluralism is the way a society is treating equally traditions and people and citizens. Equal citizenship. Pluralism is the normative word that you are using to say, you as a Malaysian citizen, whatever is your religion, you have rights and you are going to be treated equally. Why am I going to Switzerland to say to the Swiss, you have to treat us equally, and we come to a Muslim majority country and say, no, not here. Islam has the upper hand. Of course, theologically speaking, Islam has the upper hand, but politically speaking, justice is justice. And even this was done by Ali Karramallahu Wajha in front of the judge. I'm dealing with a non-Muslim, but justice is justice. Don't give justice to Muslims which is not the justice for others. Because one day you are going to come back to God and to explain how come you are discriminating people. So pluralism in a social, political meaning doesn't mean that you are underestimating the truth of Islam. But because of the truth of Islam, you are not scared of the diversity. وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَجَعَلَكُمْ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً. Ummatan wahida is one community. God doesn't want this. He wants us to deal with diversity. So we have to avoid using words in a very narrow understanding and confusing the elements. We have to be clear on this. So in Islam, equal citizenship is the second principle. That whoever you are, and this is now said and repeated in Muslim majority countries, it should be the same. As a citizen, anyone who is not a Muslim in a Muslim majority country, and you are 50 to 60% of Muslim in Malaysia, the same rights as citizens. And if this is not the case, don't go and teach the world about the beauty of Islam if in your country you are not clear on justice for all. Don't go to teach the people. Islam can teach, Muslims cannot today. They have to reassess the way they deal with their own principles.